Hi, everyone, and welcome to my FosterU Introduction. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate you all being here. For those of you that were able to make it in, I know that there's a Google asks you to go through a lot of hoops to actually get you in here. So if you manage to make it through the process, great. If not, no worries. This will be broadcast on YouTube, and I will share the link. So hopefully whoever's here, again, I appreciate you coming, jumping through all those hoops. So I wanted to just take a couple of minutes tonight, and I really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your night to be here with me. But I just want to take a couple of minutes and kind of talk to you about Foster You and what it's all about. I've gotten a lot of questions over the last few weeks, so I figured let me just set up a webinar, which I've never done, and it wasn't as easy as I thought, and really just take you through sort of the 6-week process of what we're going to be doing for FosterU. And I want to just take a step back and talk a little bit about why I've started this program. So as some of you may have read in my post a few days ago, my inspiration for the series was really brought about by my own of feeling like I was getting up every day, I was doing the daily grind, but there was just such a void in my life, and there was such a void of passion, really. I wasn't passionate about what I was doing, and I wanted to do something that really gave me that fulfillment at the end of the day. I was getting up, I was leaving my kids, I was getting on the train, running into the city, and at the end of the day, I just wasn't feeling it, and it just kind of felt empty. So I decided that I was going to leave a business after 12 years and start my own thing. And when I started Foster Inc. Back in January, the idea for what I was doing really just evolved over time. And what took me a few short months really to create, I feel like would have taken me a lot longer had I not had the experience of already going through that process of starting a business. And I just felt like I want to take that experience and I want to share it with other people. And I want to help other people start on the right foot as opposed to, going through some of the circles that I had gone through when I started my business. So basically what I'm going to touch on tonight are just some of the things that we're going to do on a weekly basis together as a group. And I'll get to some Q&A at the end if you have any questions. There's a little chat box on the right that you can put your questions into, and I'll try to get to all of them, but I don't want to keep you too long. But I'll touch on some of the most important things. So one of the things to get us started really is to talk about why someone wants to start a business. And, it really, not that it matters, but, maybe like you want to contribute to your household income, or you want to start a business because you're passionate about something, or maybe you already have a business, but you really want to take it to the next level and turn it into a major corporation. And really, whatever it is, I think, in whatever stage you're at of your business right now, maybe you just have an idea, or maybe you don't even have an idea and you want me to help you flesh out your idea, because I can do that too. And that's actually part of week 1. So that being said, let's talk about the structure for how FosterU is going to work. So as I said before, we're going to meet weekly as a group. And if you don't live locally, you can certainly sign on from wherever you are. They're going to be broadcast live, not on this platform, most likely, on something else. And then they'll always be saved to YouTube, so you can go back and watch them later. Prior to each week's session, I'll be sending you a link to a short video that will talk about what we're focusing on for that week. It's going to be an expert that I've curated from people that I've just known throughout my business life. And they're going to do a quick Q&A for 15, 20 minutes, or maybe even a 101. Like, these are the top things you need to know about this subject. And then that person will join us for the first 15, 20 minutes of our session together, where you can ask them questions directly, or you can submit those questions to me and I'll submit it to them, so that we have dialogue initially going into our sessions. So let's get to week 1. So week one is really just to talk about the foundation for your business. When you start your business, laying out what you're good at or what you're not good at is really important. So we're going to go through a strength and weakness exercise. When you don't do this, you can end up down the road realizing like, oh my God, had I just hired an accountant in the beginning because I know how much I hate numbers, I would have been much better off. So this is something that I feel is really important to lay out in the beginning. And on top of just doing a strength and weakness chart, which I love charts. On top of doing something like that, we're also going to lay the foundation for what you're passionate about. And I think that's really important when you sit down to start your business also, is to really understand where your passions lie. If you came to me and you said, I really hate blogging, well, the last thing in the world I would tell you to do is to add a blog to your site. It's just going to be a pain point for you. So these are the things that if you don't go through a program like this and someone says, oh, you should have a blog, and you're like, oh God, I should have a blog. It's a support you're going to get through this program that's going to allow you to make better business decisions up front. So something that I learned along the way in starting my business is that if there's something that you really just don't like doing, it should be one of those things that you outsource to somebody else. And as part of this, you're really going to get a good understanding of the things that you want to do and then the things that you don't want to do. And we're going to work on that together. So, and again, not doing this, you'll end up walking around in circles. You'll be like, I got a blog, I got a blog, I got a blog. And then all of a sudden, you're so stressed out about the blog. So we'll cover that during the first week of the session. One of the other things that we'll do during week one is we're going to talk and really, really drill down to the finite details of what you're good at. I met with two women today that are starting a business, and one of them is very confident. She's in her own words, she is the front person. She loves being in contact with people. And the partner that she's going into business with was really clear about the things that she's not good at. And she said, I'm just not the confident one. I'm not the one that's going to want to go out on sales calls. And when you're going into a partnership, I think that's a really great thing to understand is what skills your partner brings to the table versus what skills you bring to the table. So those are things to keep in mind. During week two, we're going to get to the fundamentals of your business. And there's a lot that's going to go on in week two. We're going to talk about the legal fundamentals. Should you incorporate? Should you not incorporate? What does that mean for you in terms of having a structure for your business? What the right structure might be if you do decide to incorporate. We have a legal expert that's going to do a Q&A. She's going to talk about the basics of the different aspects of the legal structures for businesses, and then we'll figure out what the right structure is for you. If you don't do this in the beginning, and I'm not saying that everybody that starts a business needs to incorporate, but if you don't do this in the beginning, you risk not being able to get the name of your business if you might want the name of your business. You can't set up a LinkedIn profile for your business if you don't have a real business email. So there's certain things that come into play. And these are all things that I've learned along the way and that I've gotten from the women that are in my groups that they've learned along the way that I'm bringing to you. So you're going to get a lot of information over these 6 weeks, so be prepared. One of the other things we're going to do during week two is to really figure out how you're going to manage your financial aspects of business. I've got clients that have been in business for 10 years and they still go to their accountant every year with a box of receipts and an Excel chart. And they're like, here you go, figure it out. And what I will help you do is figure out what works best for you. I have a woman in one of my groups right now and she hates Excel. And so we know that Excel is not the right thing for her. So we've created other systems for her to use so that she doesn't have to use Excel or a QuickBooks type of software. And again, the first thing I did in my business was hire a bookkeeper because I didn't want to be doing it. I knew that I wasn't going to be great at it, although over the course of 12 years, I got a lot better at it. And now I actually love doing it. But still, I need a bookkeeper to clean up my books on a monthly basis. And it doesn't make you a bad business person. It makes you a smart business person. So again, we'll have a bookkeeper that's going to do a bookkeeping 101 to keep you on track and to help you figure out what the best system is for you. Week 3, we're going to be talking about creative concepting and image discovery. We're going to find other businesses that are out there, and we're going to see what we like and don't like about those businesses that are competitive to yours. And we're really going to dissect them. And we'll use this as a model for your brand on the things that you like or don't like. We're going to talk about color. Maybe there's a color palette that you want to incorporate into your logo and your branding. And this is the week that we're going to do it. We're also going to talk about messaging, which is really important. When I was starting my business, someone said to me, well, what makes you unique? What sets you apart from other people? And I said, to be honest with you, I'm Haley Foster, and I'm starting a business called Foster Inc., and I'm going to foster women. And there's not a lot of businesses out there that can actually tie their name to what they do. So for me, my unique selling proposition was that I'm a fosterer through and through. And I foster businesses, I foster relationships, I foster connections. And if you know me, you know that I'm connected, and you know that I love introducing one person to another and one business to another business. And I especially love helping women-owned businesses. So that's something that we're going to talk about during week 3. And then we're going to look at brands that are out there, and we're going to make some case studies, and we're going to figure out what those brands are doing that you like, and how we can tie those things back to you. During week 4, we're going to talk about your audience, your sales, and your marketing strategies. And this is one of my favorite parts of the program. We're going to pick apart your audience, and we're going to create what's called an avatar of your customer. So who is this ideal customer for your business? What are their wants? What are their needs? What magazines are they reading? What TV shows are they watching? Who's their favorite actor or actress? We're really going to dig deep into who these people are, and then we're going to set up a tool for you to use to manage those contacts for you, so that when you're ready to go after them, you can. We're also going to talk about websites during week 4. And some people will have bigger budgets than other people. Some people will be able to build websites on their own. I built both my websites on my own, but I come from a technology background, so I was very comfortable doing something like that, and a lot of people are not comfortable doing things like that. So we'll talk about the different products that are out there. There's templated tools that are available now if you wanted to use a templated tool. And I'll walk you through how to do that, and I'll help you and support you in doing that. And then, some people are going to come in with bigger budgets than others. Some woman might say, like, I have $5,000 that I'm prepared to spend on a website, and I have resources that I will put you in touch with that can help you build that $5,000 website. But again, I have a checklist that we will go through that will talk about all the different aspects of developing a website. What are the things you need on your website? What are the things you don't need on your website? And we'll work together to figure out what the best product is for you. We're going to open a couple of minutes. So in the chat box, if you want to start posting some questions there, I will try to get to all of them, but I don't want to keep you too late tonight. I appreciate you coming out at 9 o'clock and doing this with me. So again, just post your questions, and I'll try to get to as many as I can. So during week 5, we're going to talk about your launch strategy. And this is something that's really important. During the launch of any business, you want to make sure that you're geared up, that you're using the right apps to, keep your client database intact, that you're figuring out who you can connect with, what kind of joint ventures you can be putting together. I've got 2 women that I work with, and one of them is a college. She helps you get into colleges, and she starts working with students as soon as they get into high school. And then I have another client that I've been working with recently also that is an educator, and she helps students that are in high school getting ready to go to college, and she teaches them the tools that they need to succeed in college. And so I said, wow, I should really put these 2 people together. So in working together, we'll figure out what kind of joint ventures might be right for you. And again, doing this on your own, you really wouldn't have access to figuring that out with somebody that has other connections, and doing it in a group environment where I'm not the only one there. There's going to be other people there that also have connections. So it's really the camaraderie and the support that you're going to get from the group that's going to help you and your business all around. So Week 6, what's in store for us in week 6? So week 6 is like a now what? Okay, now that we've got all of this great business stuff together, now what do we do? So week 6, we're going to talk about all the things that make businesses scary. We're going to talk about how do you manage your time? How do you stay focused? How do you stay organized? And I've got some amazing tools that are going to help you. One of them, if you ping me with your email, I will actually send you out one of my favorite tools at the end of this webinar. So go ahead and type your email in the chat box over there. So again, week 6, we're going to figure out how to focus you, what the right tactics are for you. I have a couple of clients that are just completely unfocused, and we talk every week in order to keep them focused. So I've got for the other side of my business, which are my advisory groups, I've set up a Facebook page, which is a private page, and every Monday and Friday we have to check in with each other and we have to talk about what we're motivated to do for the week. And then on Friday we have to hold ourselves accountable to the group and come back and say, I got it done or I didn't get it done. And if I didn't, what got in my way? And how can the group help you to not go through that again the following week? So again, those are just some of the tools that you're going to get from working with the FosterU group. And I want to take a couple of minutes and try and answer some of the questions that are coming in. Oh, this is a good one. So what happens after the program finishes? It's a great question. So after the program finishes, there's a couple of things that can happen. So if you've looked me up and you've looked into my business and what I do, I have a lot of different options for women-owned businesses. One of the options is either signing on as a one-on-one client where we can continue to work together either every week, every other week, once a month, whatever you feel you need as far as support goes. Or you can join my monthly advisory groups. And those groups meet either once or twice a month, depending on what level of business you're at. I would assume if you go through FosterU that you're going to be pretty much a junior, what I call them the premium level group. They're not junior, so I shouldn't say that, but it's the premium level group. And that group meets once a month. And if you are not local and you don't live in Port Washington or the local area that I live in, those are also able to be broadcast live so that you can actually participate in the groups when they happen. So that's really the next step to graduating from FosterU, is to get into an advisory group. And then once you graduate from the premium advisory group and you go to the more senior group, which is the concierge group, that's when your business really starts to grow and you're looking for retail space or you're hiring employees. So it depends on what level you're at, but there's definitely plenty of options for you out there after this program finishes. Here's another great question. Are you able to reach out to me in between sessions? Absolutely. I'm always available. In between sessions, you will have 15-minute call times, and I will send you a calendar every week that you can go into and schedule those call times with me. And you also have the ability to touch base with the person that is the expert for the week. So if it's the legal person, you'll have an opportunity to shoot emails to her and ask any kind of questions that you have. One of the other things that I think I mentioned earlier is that before each session starts, there's going to be a 15 to 20-minute Q&A with an expert for that week session. So if the session that week is a legal session, we're going to send you out right before that week a 15-minute video for you to watch. And then the beginning of our session will be 15 minutes with that person where you can ask questions live. So there are a lot of touch points. You can email me anytime, you can call me anytime, you can text me anytime. I am available for you. Another great question. When does the program start? So the program's set to kick off in the first week of August and run for 6 weeks. The way that I'm scheduling it right now is we'll probably kick off the first week. We're going to run for 3 weeks. We take a week off, and then we run for 3 more weeks. And then what happens if you can't make it to a session? I think I touched on this in the beginning. All the sessions will be recorded and you'll be able to watch them after. And again, you'll be able to call me at any time and ask me any questions you want to ask me. Right now, the meetings are scheduled to take place on Tuesday nights at 7:30. Again, if you can't make it, it's recorded. There's a YouTube channel where this video that I'm doing now will actually be uploaded there as well. So you'll be able to watch that if you weren't able to make it tonight. as well as every session that we do, that will also be uploaded. So you'll be able to watch, you'll be able to listen to other people's questions, and it will give you everything that you need for that week session. What else can I tell you? So one of the things I was going to email you at the end is my special planner calendar. So one of the things that I do initially with all of the women I work with is I have them sit down and do a time exploratory. And it's really putting them in a position to think about how much time they have to focus on the business. You know, whether you're a mom, a single mom, you're at home, and you've got a high maintenance husband, or you don't have help at home, whatever the situation is, sitting down and really looking at a calendar and figuring out how much time you have to focus on your business is such a great exercise to go through before you get started, just to set realistic expectations. So again, if you ping me with your email, I've gotten a couple. So if you ping me, I will send you that planning calendar as a thank you for coming tonight. And I think that's it. So again, thank you for coming. And if you have any questions, you could email me at Hayley B. Foster. It's Hayley, B as in boy, Foster@gmail.com. Or you can also call me anytime at 917-498-5411. Thanks so much, and I look forward to hearing from you. Bye-bye.